Good morning and welcome to Nigeria Now, showing on your digital first Pan-African news network. I am Merciful Ajinomo, and joining me to analyze newspapers this morning across Nigeria is Adebayo Fajime. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm good.
So we have a couple of newspapers this morning, and we'll just start with the Daily Trust newspaper. The banner headline there is talking about ISWAP and Saru bomb rail track ground Abuja Kaduna service. That services, we have three riders underneath that story. The first, commuters are saying we had a bang before train came to a standstill. NRC to lose 19 million naira daily to service suspension. Federal government confirms killing of new ISWAP leader Bako. Just besides the pictures there, that talks about the bomb attack. Queen Elizabeth spent night in hospital, and that's can be found on page 45. And Akure pastor rapes girl at Market Square can be found on page 36. Court rejects Kanu's request, remands him in DSS custody. That can be found on page 4 of the Daily Trust. Help us diagnose insecurity, please DSS. Others beg editors. And then we see on just on the property, INEC to National Assembly give us unrestricted powers to use tech in 2023. And that story can be found on page 38 of the Daily Trust. But the banner headline talking about the bomb rail track ground in Abuja Kaduna services. And now we're seeing the story that says NRC to lose 19 million naira daily to service suspension. Tell us about what you think of this attack.
It is horrible and it is very pathetic. So it still tells us that there is still very much for us to do, in area of, curtailing insecurity in the country. So it's horrible, and it's high time we, like we used to say, that government comes up and ensure that this is reduced to the barest minimum. All over the country, all over the world, terrorism, insecurity, it's a global menace, but at least government should, show a kind of, a very good approach to ensure that, at least even citizens, have trust in them and whatever they are doing. So everybody has trust, and, it gives everybody a peace of mind. So this happening day by day, despite all the narrative they have told us that, okay, see, we have curbed them, we have, neutralized them and all of that. So they need to come up higher and ensure that, they give us a very drastic approach to ensure that this comes to an end.
All right, let's just go to the next newspaper, and that's talking about the banner headline of the Punch, and that's Nnamdi Kanu's trial. NBA Ohaneze, others attack federal government as DSS bars lawyers, journalists. That can be found on page 2. The two writers underneath that story is the first, banning lawyers, journalists, despicable. Court is a public place, and that's from the NBA. And Ohaneze demands federal government apology over treatment of Igbo delegation. We saw this story cut across many news outlets, and we also reported this story on TOS TV network. What do you think of how the journalists and lawyers and other people were treated as pertaining to Nnamdi Kanu's trial yesterday?
It was not right to a large extent because, like they say, that court is a public place. Even though the court official, told some journalists and some lawyers that only judicial reporters are allowed to cover, are allowed to the courtroom. However, we need to give, especially the media, reputable media platform access to courtroom to ensure that the hearing is properly covered. So because if the government continue to do this, now we already have a kind of image that the government is projecting to the media, like that the government, the present administration, is anti-media, and whatever they are looking for every means to gag the media. So it is not too good. I think what the government should have done is to allow whoever supposed to be there to have access to the courtroom to be there to ensure that what they need to do to inform and disseminate credible and good information to the entire population, have access to it, and they do the need. So it's not too good. It's not too good on the part of of the government.
So we do know that Nigeria is practicing democracy, and all of these things. What do you think the outcome of all of these things would be?
Of course, we are practicing democracy, even though our democracy, excuse me, is developing. So we are not yet there, but we cannot say we are where we used to be as a nation. So with time, we'll come over it.
All right. Other stories on the Punch. We see external reserves gain $3.98 billion in 3 weeks, hit $40.76 billion, and that can be found on page 28. And then on page 40, Senate faults federal government rising recurrent vote overhead amidst job embargo. Bandits bomb train, NRC's 267 million naira per month revenue, loan repayments threatened. Now can be found on page 3. Bank customers, POS operators grown as telcos block 47 local government. That can be found on page 23 of the Punch newspaper. And just underneath all of that, we see ex-minister heads committee as May Lafia's burial begins November 4th. Can be found on page 3. Solido, Uba, 16 others signed peace agreement November 4th. That can be found on page 3. And then we've seen Tinubu's presidential campaigners inaugurate Ekiti APC Parallel Exco. Can be found on page 14. And other stories that can be found on the Punch newspaper. We go straight to the Nigerian News Direct. We see the same story on insecurity from the very top. Terrorists attacking Kaduna Abuja train service. The banner headline there is DG Blood Commission saying Nigerians in danger as hospitals administer expired blood to patient. That we see Access Bank UBA to disburse AFD $70 million for renewable energy development in Nigeria. That can be found on page 14 of that newspaper. The Daily Times banner headline there is Buhari to service chiefs. Make sure nothing stops Anambra Guber poll. Two riders, the first says no group individual will be allowed to stimulate poverty, anarchy rather, chaos leading to murderous activities. Then we're satisfied with level of preparations for Anambra governorship poll. That's INEC. Mr. Adebayo, now INEC is saying they're satisfied with the level of preparations. And yes, we've been seeing news updates as regarding the November Anambra election. And still, you know, we've been talking about the numbers of security men that have been sent there. We're talking about all of the defections that have happened before then. And now, what do you think? We're less than a month away to the Anambra election. What do you think the outcome will be?
Oh, the president saying nothing, telling the service chiefs yesterday at the State House that nothing should stop the pool.
Yes.
I think it's not really what we need to be talking about. Well, I think what the government, what the president needs to look at is the atmosphere, the entire atmosphere of that state. Is it too good? And I think what matters is, you know, the assessment of the electoral umpire, INEC, you know, saying that, okay, they are satisfied, you know, with the security situation in the state. So I think it is the INEC who can really give us
the statistics.
The statistics. So and since they say, okay, they are ready to go, of course they are good to go. But what does matter is that even though the president says that nothing should stop the pool, we just need to raise our voice and ensure that the security chiefs and all security personnel that have been deployed and those that will still go do not intimidate voters. So that everybody, you know, exercise his franchise. So I think that is very important, and they should ensure that whatever form of anarchy crisis that may want to, you know, erupt should be curbed. So there should be no form of intimidation. People's rights must not be trampled upon.
All right, we have all the stories right there. Osibanjo, the Vice President of Nigeria, is saying Nigeria's future worth fighting for. That can be found on page 2 of the Daily Times. And just under the picture of the day there, we see DSS locks out journalists, blocks media coverage as Kano trial resumes. We can find on page 2 of the Daily Times. PDP's silence over killing of monarchs in Imo worrisome. APC is saying that. We can get that story on page 13 as well. Then Business North Central State back review of revenue allocation formula that can be found on page 3. And of course, NSA confirms killing of Abu Musab's successor, Malam Bako. That's ISWAP story right there, can be found on page 3. We have other stories that can be found on all of this newspaper that we've read. But don't forget, you can be a part of our social media community and stay updated on happenings across Nigeria and, of course, across Africa on TOS TV network, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and, of course, our website to get live updates and happenings. That's www.tostvnetwork.com. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube page as well. Thank you for joining us on Nigeria Now today. I am Merciful Ejinemo. Do have a wonderful weekend.